In the 60s, drag racing was all about basically these beautiful cars that had way too much horsepower. And, you know, they're wrapped in these beautiful paint jobs and beautiful bodies that Hannah did and Cerny did, you know, painted, and all these guys. And it's kind of neat to go back and pay homage to the history of it.
Oh, it's a great thing, you know. It's good to see all the old guys get together and share memories and go out through here and look at these cars, and that's what it was like. Those are the kind of cars we drove. You know, it was probably the most exciting time of my life.
This is when the drag racing was formative, where people were experimenting, and the big budgets of corporate weren't involved at all. And it was hobbyists, people who are just, you know, they're technicians, they're skilled craftsmen putting these together as fabricators, and they come together as buddies, and they'd get in the garage and they'd tinker with it for hours, and it evolved into drag racing. And people who think drag racing doesn't have a connection to modern technology, they're totally wrong, because without drag racing, none of this technology would have evolved to the cars we have today, and it's instrumental in the development of the years. And so what these people are is they're a family. They're a family of craftsmen and fabricators and friends, and it's kind of cool. And they bring it back today with all these yesteryear hot rods that have been all restored, basically museum pieces, fully functional, and it's exciting. And the nitromethane, it's intoxicating, if not addictive. And the tire smoke and the sound and the camaraderie and the friends. And drag racing is far out.
We come out here, we do exhibition passes, but it's really, you've got some of the old legends of this sport that are out here signing autographs and walking around amongst the people, and it's kind of really cool to see these guys.
They're all just my age, and we have barbecues and sit back and talk about how good we used to be. You know, laugh and have fun.
Do we need further crosser back up? Yeah.
Drag racers are special. They come from all walks of life, very wealthy to the guy that's living paycheck to paycheck. And there's this thing that if you get that, you know, a car fires up and it gives you goosebumps, then you're our person. And I tout us as the feel-good event of the year. We just are.
Nitro Revival actually allows us all to reconnect. From an era when drag racing was really fun, you get to see so many people from 40 years ago you didn't think you'd see again, and it's just like you never left. It's like you were at a race together last week and you're just rehashing that race. And you sit around and talk. So much bench racing, so much fun. The professional drag racing tour has gotten to the point where it's not very much fun. It's very professional, but nobody has any fun. So you have to come to one of these races to really have fun and reconnect with people and remember what drag racing was all about when it all began.
I come because I want to see the show. I want to meet all my friends, and there's guys in here I've met from the early era when I was just starting out. It's just awesome. These guys are what created the sport and so many others. Everybody here did.
Yeah, I put nitro in my first car in 1950. I got the first Volkswagen to come to the United States, then I went 120 in Santa Ana with it. I had a fuel-injected flathead Lincoln in the front seat. I'm 89 years old, and I went around in Vegas. I still get just as excited as I did when I was 30 years old. So drag racing still fun to me. I had two choices when we didn't get a big sponsor: quit or just go have fun. So I'm out there just having fun.
I consider myself the beginning of the second generation of drag racing. Me and John Peters, we were the king of the hill. We had the world's fastest gas car, we set all the records, and all of a sudden we were told, we don't need you anymore, go away. So we left the sport.
You know, I was actually the first one ever to travel around the country. Some tracks got together and offered us a little package of 10 races. So I was the first one that ever went out on tour and made my money drag racing instead of, I had a pretty good day job going too at the same time, you know.
My day, I had it all. I would tell people with my Thunderbolt, 1964, I went back east, I raced 3 times a week. I made $3,000 a week cash. And I'm 20 years old, 1920. I love it life.
For the lunch session.
I want my hearse to show. I show my hearse.
We're all out there doing a job for NHRA, for AHRA, for the nostalgia. And it doesn't matter so long you can fire it up with a little nitromethane. It drives you insane. I thought that was my perfume. I don't do drugs, I do nitromethane.
Oh, this is great. I mean, we're all here together. We see people you haven't seen in 10 or 15 years. I mean, Steve Gibbs has put on, this thing just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger every year. I've been here every year. It's just great. So it's really just phenomenal, really, is what it is.
Thank you, appreciate that. I grew up at Fremont watching all these guys run. Gary Beck, Danny Angayas. So I was there when they were doing this. Even Jungle would come out and I would see all this. Prudhomme would be out. I mean, all of them. And I got to see him when I was younger, and now I know him, so it's really cool.
Having a good time?
Nope, I'm having a great time.
This is our 6th one, and this is the biggest by far. It takes us all year to do this. All year. People don't have a clue.
Got Tommy Ivo and Linda Vaughn over here in the American Hot Rod Foundation tent. Tommy's got free full-color posters for you guys. American Hot Rod Foundation.
How's it
Hi.
going?
Oh my gosh. Well, we hit a home run, right? And
yeah, because I kind of like to have.
I mean, this is a team effort, my dad and I was raised to do this, so we're doing it.
I'm telling you, they're so dedicated to this sport and our industry. It's wonderful. You named it right. It is a revival. Revival of our love for these cars and racing and to keep it alive. That's what we want to do. We want to keep it alive. We want to have it something for the future. And you future kids, come out here and see this horsepower. This is pure horsepower. I tease my son Justin that he's John Mulligan's reincarnation. Justin got to sit in the Honda of Wilmington car. Justin is so emotional about this. He wears it on his sleeve like his mother, you know. So Justin's in this car right now. So every one of these cars is going to fire up at the same time. The fuel that they run on, it can be overwhelming, but all of them are going to run. Oh, here we go. All right, I guess where we're going.
was it for your son? Just to
Oh
be
my
like
God!
that?
Well,
Huh?
look at him. He's crying.
No, you.
Oh well.
You.
There's
Generation. Look at that. How
There
cool
is
that?
so much good stuff going on right here today. All weekend.
How excited. You're like a little kid.
I am. My son is in this car.
Oh, no kidding. That's
Yes. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. Let's do it. My dad will kill me if I say let's do it again next week.
Next week. Without an event like this, all this would be is faded memories, right? It'd just be old museum pieces in people's garages. It's fantastic in itself, but until we bring them together, we forget who the drivers and the owners are and the crew members and all the people who brought all this together and made it happen. And I got to thank Cindy and Steve Gibbs for doing that, because here we are.
Don't worry about drag racing. It'll be around a lot longer than we're around, you know. Yeah, it's here to stay.
We're gonna age out of this deal. So if we don't do this now, you know, I mean, we have to do it.